Decide whether or not you like the person during the dating stage. Do not go and now decide during marriage. Why would you go and get married and now decide whether you like the person? When you get married, I am telling you that it is for life. Divorce, cheating, heartbreak, they are not part of the stages of a relationship, so get it out of your mind. The world will be a better place if all of us entered a relationship with the mindset of marrying and not going to play with someone's child, and then you end up breaking their heart, and now they rate every man or woman as
you there, you're so dear, priceless. You there, you're so.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Relationship Therapy. My name is Rafi Truth, and I am your host, your hostess, or whatever you want to call me. You know it. Today's topic is centered on the stages of a relationship. I would add before marriage. So the stages of a relationship before marriage. I do not want to rush into giving a certain number of stages of a relationship, because I asked people and they were a bit skeptical about it, because they said they've had different people give different opinions about the number of stages we have and what the stages are even. But this topic today is basically to give us an idea of what happens when you meet the person through to the period of getting married, right? So let's move ahead. We all agree on the fact that we first meet the person, right? You have to meet the person, because if you don't meet the person, how are you getting married? We don't want to put a number on it, right? Because we don't want to say, oh, there are 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. No, we don't want to confuse anybody. Just to make it simple, when you meet someone, then you need to talk to the person to find out who they are, right? So let me quickly enlist them. So we have meeting, talking, introduce them to family, friends, and even accountability partners. You keep talking if you think you still need to keep talking, right? Then finally, when you decide to do this, you go through counseling, right? Go through counseling, and then comes the marriage. So let's look at it one after the other. Obviously, there should be a meetup, and now we have several ways of meeting, unlike back then where we could be betrothed, or we could have a family friend come to us, or someone proposing someone. You know, those things were very common back in the days, and I even heard it's still happening currently, just a bit subtle than before. Now imagine meeting someone online and marrying them the following day. It doesn't make sense, right? Personally, I am not for meeting someone today and marrying them tomorrow. So that's why I say, after you meet the person, you have to go on to the talking stage. Even when you meet and you decide to date and all, remember one thing that I told you before: to actually be sure you are dating someone or you're in a relationship with someone, you need to agree together that we are doing this. What do you do here in the talking stage? You talk, ask questions, become a detective if you must. What is the genotype of the person? What is the person's blood group? Which family does the person come from? We don't want any incest. What if the person is your brother from another mother? Forget about that. But you have to pay attention to these tiny details about the person. Know what the person likes and what the person does not like. The same thing goes for you. Everything I am mentioning right now, it should go for the opposite sides, you know. So I do not want you to be deceived that you know someone because you've been talking to the person for a long time. When you first meet someone, we understand the honeymoon phase where you have fallen in love. You are blinded by everything the person does, and to you, everything about the person is beautiful, so cool, the attraction and all. You know, I mean, that is the reason why you even approach the person in the first place, or you accepted the person, or you accepted the person in the first place. So one main thing that I want us to pay attention to is, during the talking stage, you must allow the time for the honeymoon phase to die off. So you must allow the phase where you don't even see red flags to die off. Then when that part dies off, a friend told me recently that someone said that the energy you want to see in your marriage, that is what you should start your relationship with. So start your talking stage with that. When that part dies off, the talking still continues. So in this period, now you are getting to know the person's faults, the person's mistakes, and you are choosing to still live with it. So here you either learn to compromise or you walk away, basically, because there are some things that we did not grow up, that people grew up with, that have become the norm, they stay with. And the funny thing is, sometimes the people do not see anything wrong with it, but you see everything wrong with it because it's against your principle. Couples fight every time because someone left the toilet seat up, and others fight because of toothpaste issue. I used to hear this and I thought it was a joke, but it is actually a thing. So the main thing for you to know about dating is to get to really know the person. And I know we cannot know the person and everything about the person just within this short period of time, or whichever time you guys choose to talk. I also believe that you guys need to decide how long you're going to talk for and see how open the person is to you about the questions you ask, what you have asked the person to do. You ask the person to do this, you ask questions about the person. Is the person willing to share information with you? Because this is the period where you need to know if the person can stay with you in a conversation without sex. I may not be able to tell you everything dating should encompass, but I can tell you what dating should not comprise, which is moving in with a person or sleeping with a person. No, during this period, during the talking stage, you do not move into the person's house, neither do you sleep with a person. Now, I do not know if this is the period where most of you are going to start unsubscribing, but I need to tell you the truth. Stop having sex with someone you have not gotten married to. Do not do that to yourself. You are harming yourself more than you think you are harming anybody. Whether you are a man or a woman, sometimes the men think that, we can get away with it, but you can't get away with it. I do not want to go into the theological aspect of it or anything like that. But one thing I want you to know is when you have tasted so many, you now begin to have options. You now think that you know what is best and what is not. Now, when you think you have met the right person and the person does not have the same quality the other person shared before then, your marriage is messed up simply because you could not control yourself till you found the one you were meant to do life with. And that is such a big mistake people make all the time, especially in the Western world, where we think that, we can't even live without getting married or doing whatever we want. When the Bible was saying that we should do it in the confines of marriage, the Bible was not a fool. What is the few minutes of pleasure going to do for you that you cannot just hold your body in together to do the work of God till you get married, or to keep yourself for your partner? I wrote this down. Do not go and stir up or awaken love until it pleases. And it's seen in Songs of Solomon. Do not go and cause someone to go and sin. That's why I'm telling you, when you go to the house, leave early. Don't go and sleep over. Don't go and wear short things and stand in front of the person and arouse the person. As a man too, do not go and be showing the parts of your body that will, arouse the person. Don't be doing those things. Don't stir up or awaken. I want you to be sure that the topic of the roles of a wife and a husband will not be a problem for you and your wife when you get married. And you should do this during the talking stage, especially if it's an interracial marriage and the person is probably not used to your culture, and you just assume because the Bible says that the person knows, or you just assume that because your mother does it the person knows, or because your father does it the person knows. Talk about it. Women, learn to understand that the man they have met is not their father. So what their father used to do for them when they were growing up, it's not going to be the same thing. The person is going to do what is within their capacity. It's the same thing for the man. You have to realize at this stage that what your mother used to do for you, that is not what your wife is going to do for you. She's going to do what she can do for you. That is why you need to agree and understand the capabilities of the person. Maybe this is all the person can give. If you want more, tell the person, teach the person how to give them more. Work it out together, but don't go expecting something the person does not have. Don't marry before you talk about these things. This is the stage where you learn to work out your problems. Find problem-solving methods. How to talk about situations when you guys have problems. You don't get angry at the slightest issues. Here you are really getting to know about the person. And when I say get to know about the person, know the person as though you want to find out if you can live with the person. Because when you get married, you will live with the person, right? Is this someone you can make a home with? Is this someone you see your kids calling a mom or calling a dad, right? If you do not solve the issue of when we fight, it does not mean you should get up and leave. Your marriage will end quickly than it started. And you must solve this issue before marriage. Do not be afraid that you have, small quarrel or small squabble once in a while. You are human beings. Sometimes you can be conflicted. I also know people that do not fight, which is also very good, right? It's very good. But solve that issue before. I remember when I watched Friends, and Chandler's relationship never lasted. And when he was dating Monica, there was a time they had a fight, right? And the following day, Chandler was looking all sad and all, like, I've forgotten exactly the context, but I remember him thinking they had broken up. And Monica was like, no, not just because we had a fight that we have broken up. No, we're still together. Couples fight and they make up. That's why your relationship didn't last, And people are actually going through stuff like this. You need to solve this issue. Assure your partner that it's not because of an argument that they are going to leave. One thing I told my partner, even if I hear today that he's in love with someone, he tells me that himself. I am not just going to let him go. I'm going to fight for him. This is something we have established. I will encourage us that in as much as we are telling you that you're not supposed to move in with the person during the dating period, and I vouch for that 100%, still go out on dates with the person. Still spend time with the person in public. Try to be in the space of the person to know if you can actually be in the space of the person. I will even go to the extent of saying try to visit the house of the person to see how they live. Just don't sleep over. Please don't sleep over. Yes. And don't overstay. Please don't stay way into the night and then say, oh, I have to sleep over because transport is unavailable, I can't get Uber or other. Please, who are you tricking? Yourself. And flee from the temptation, because in as much as you think you can take it, honey, you are not a rock, neither are you a stick or a log. So please leave, go to your house, but try and know the space, the environment the person grew up in, how the person deals with his life, how does the person manage his work or her work, how does the person relate with his or her parents, his or her siblings, his or her friends. You need to know this, because love can make people behave momentarily as though they are the nicest people in the world. Do you know that? Because they want you to love them back. Because they love you, they just want to do something nice for you. Let not someone treat you nicely and treat someone else badly. If the love cleans from the eyes of the person, you'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble. Now you'll be the punching bag the person doesn't have anymore. I am telling you, you need to pay attention to these things. And all these things should be before marriage. Talking stage is for talking, so talk. And when you come to the point where you believe, now you really want to do this with this person, you are comfortable enough with the person, try to now let other eyes see it as well. By other eyes, I mean the family God gave you, your mother, your father, your siblings. And this is a time you need to talk to your shepherd if you have one, an accountability partner if you have one. Normally, I do not like third parties in my relationship. People that I do not trust their voices. I may say avoid bringing friends into it. but it's also good that you introduce the person to your close knitted friends, right? People that you call to pray for you when you're in trouble, people that you trust to do life with, and they have your good interest at heart. It's good that you introduce this person to them. It's not that they vet the person 100% and have the final say of being like, be with him or do not be with him or her. That is not the point. But the point is so that also they know you have someone in your life, someone that is willing to take care of you, and the person also know that you're not alone in this world, so they cannot take you for granted, right? And you can do all the tests and stuff you need to do, and I mean the genotype, the blood test. Now, after you involve family and friends, if you still feel like you should talk a bit, why not? Do talk, especially when you're not ready to marry, right? Maybe you are still saving, you're still planning for the future and whatnot. Maybe it's long distance like myself. I'm far away. You can still be talking. But in this moment, you are 100% sure and committed that you are going to get married. So it's just a situation that has not permitted you guys to get married. It's not because you do not know the person that well, or you're not sure that you can live with the person or not. No, it's just because you can't afford to have a marriage ceremony right now, right? Talk to your partner and make sure you understand this is how long you want to talk for. This is what you want to know about the person, what you can take, what you cannot take. Can they deal with it? Can they not? Then when you are ready, as a matter of fact, I always say that counseling is very important. As soon as you step into a relationship, you should get counseling going for you. So have an accountability partner you guys go to talk to when you have issues. I've already mentioned this in several videos I have posted already. Talk to someone. Have someone that you go to if you have an unsolvable situation. No man is an island. I understand that. So this part is very important, and it's very important for the sake of your marriage. Because even when you feel like you have gotten to know the person so much and enough to actually do life with, you still need counseling before the marriage itself. So you realize that most churches have put counseling right before marriage. So you go through some months or weeks and all that before you do the marriage itself, which is very good. Because during this period, there are a lot of questions that are asked that you think you knew about the person, but I could shock you. Well, I cannot shock you. You will be shocked from the things you're going to find out, the opinions of the person in context of religion, and even in doing life with them, that their mindsets may probably be completely different, and you may not know what to do. It may come as a shock. So counseling is very important. And over here you get someone to talk to you about how marriage life looks like. And this is the period that you get to confirm that you really want to do this thing called marriage, right? So it's very simple. There may even be more to it than I am saying. A time is going to come where I'm going to bring people to actually talk to us about what counseling really entails, how you can go about it, when you should start it, and all that. But it's something that you should know, that it should be part of the stages of a relationship. You shouldn't take it out. Imagine finding out that your wife does not have the mindset of a homekeeper. Neither does your husband have the mindset of being your priest or being the head of the house. You are in trouble. And this is where we need to eradicate that problem, right? Okay, so the last part I believe is now married. So you prepare to marry. Now, when you know you don't need them, but you choose to be with them every day, you're ready for the marriage. At least I think. That part is just beautiful. You perform all the rites, you involve the family, you talk, you prepare. Like, I don't want to sound redundant. Get married, moving, have all the coitus in the world you want to have, as the Bible has given as a free will too. Now you can bring forth children without being scared that the other partner will get up and leave, or you can finally publicly display affection comfortably without anyone judging you or thinking, or even you having guilty conscience and all that. I mean, do it right, and it's just going to be beautiful for you and your partner, right? Okay, so I'm going to end here for today. I hope this taught you something. Do not go and sleep with the person during the talking stage. Don't. Do let me know if you agree with me by putting it in the comment section. And if you also think I left something out, do let me know. Just leave it in the comment section. See you guys there. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Till we meet again, I remain your favorite YouTuber of all time. And as we say here, bisous. Bye.
I was once on the other side. Know the void you feel inside. That's why I beckon you. Come the void you feel, I know it's real. Voices that promise you thrill.